My dear friends and loved ones across the world. My name is Robert Metonunu, and today I'm going to share a few things with you all concerning my journey as BYU Idaho University student and graduate of BYU University. It has been a very, very, very inspirational journey, and I've learned a lot. There have been wonderful successes and things that has come as a result of my journey as a BYU Idaho University graduate. And I just want today to use the opportunity to talk to people a little bit about my journey, as a BYU Idaho University graduate. It has been a very, very inspirational one, and I feel that it is right for me to share a few tips with you all, so that you'll be able to understand, what actually is going on. It has been a very wonderful journey. A lot of experiences, a lot of successes. Lot of things that we have learned over the time, and I believe that a lot of people now, here in Africa, and even outside, whenever they think about BYU, I'm one of the people that they think about. That comes in mind, especially here in Africa. And I've had several messages, conversations, interactions online, on site with several people who have asked and inquired about BYU and everything that goes on with the school. And I've come to realize that it's only discipline, that hard work and fortitude, and all the good principles and traits that enhances people to be able to proceed with this. So today I'm talking about my journey into the BYU Idaho University program. Okay, and it has been a very, 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 very inspirational one. There are lots and lots of things that has happened that has been very unique and inspirational to many of us. And it all boils down to the fact that we have tried to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ and the things that the Lord has taught us. Even though many of us are not perfect, but there are a lot of things that we have learned that we are impacting to society. And so I'm going to talk about milestones, that personally I, Robert Metonunu, I have encountered in BYU. And so that many of you who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and even those who are not members of the church who are trying to come into BYU University, study in the BYU Pathway program, the BYU University program, and many others, can be able to learn from and then improve themselves, to be able to also achieve whatever they dream of. So I'm going to talk about my journey into BYU Idaho University, and then how I graduated, and then the milestone that has happened. I mean, and so that people may know that, I mean, indeed, when we are talking not only because we have passed through the university, but we have had a lot of experiences and things that we are imparting to society, and we are looking for all avenues. I'm open to any avenue to make sure that, I mean, I help people and help them know more about, I mean, this wonderful university and all the wonderful things that, I mean, they are doing for society. And so I started BYU in 2012. I started BYU in 2012. And as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, after many years, we went on a mission to Nigeria. That is Nigeria, Port Harcourt mission. By then, the mission was a very large one, and so we covered so many other states, not only necessarily Port Harcourt, but so many other states across Nigeria. I was in Ghana by then, and then I went on a mission. So when I came back from mission in 2011, I decided to enroll in university. And so there are so many options, universities in Ghana. But when I came back in 2011, I was thinking of which university to attend, whether to study in Ghana or to study in any other university, I mean, abroad. And so there and then, after many options and things like that, I finally decided that I'm going to study in BYU. So by then, to be able to enroll in BYU University, there are a lot of strings attached. I mean, a lot of things that you have to meet. And many of us in Ghana and even in Africa didn't have the opportunity or the chance to study abroad or study in BYU University. So we didn't have the means. And so we got to know about, as far as 2011, 2012, we heard about the BYU Pathway Program. And the BYU Pathway Program was initiated to help facilitate people who want to study in BYU University and be able to understand all the things involved before they are accepted to study in BYU University. So it is a means to start and join the BYU University. That is what the BYU Pathway Program was all about. And so we were supposed to take an entrance examination for the BYU Pathway Program. When we pass, we take a 1-year BYU Pathway University program before we will be accepted to join and accept to work in to be enrolled in a university, a 4-year university course. So we must understand that BYU Pathway is a different entity, and BYU Idaho University, which I'm wearing. You can see my BYU Idaho University logo here. So BYU Pathway Program and BYU University are two different entities. And so you have to go through BYU Pathway to be able to be accepted to study on the BYU Idaho University degree. And so it means that we went through 1-year BYU Pathway Program, and when we were done, we then have to be accepted to start the degree after 1 year at BYU Idaho University in the US. And so there were lots of things we had to learn through the 1-year preparatory course called the BYU Pathway Program before we'll be accepted in the BYU University. And in my BYU Pathway Program, I took 1-year course. There were 3 courses that I took: English, Math, Science, and then other things. And so God on my side, I mean, I was able to complete the BYU Pathway 1-year program, and I passed in all the courses with an AAA distinction. And so I was able to graduate with a BYU pathway certificate. And then after the BYU pathway certificate and completing the BYU pathway, I got the admission to study in BYU Idaho University, which you can see my shirt, BYU Idaho University. And so that is how it all happened. So I was able to graduate with my BYU pathway certificate in 2012, and then in 2013 I started the BYU Idaho degree from the university itself. And since then, since 2013, when I started the BYU Idaho University degree, I was able to complete my certificate courses in the university. I was also able to complete in 2016 my associate degree, and then I was also be able to complete my bachelor's degree in 2022 in BYU Idaho University. Due to a lot of engagement with work, business, and many things, the university is so flexible that you can graduate as and when you want to graduate. So when I graduated from BYU Idaho University in 2022, I've had about 4 certifications. I've had a certificate in 2012, that is a BYU pathway certificate. I've also, when I graduated, I was able to also have the certificate courses in administrative assistant, and I was also able to get associate degree, from BYU. And then the 4th qualification I got was the BYU Idaho University degree, bachelor's degree. And so there were 4 certifications which I got. And so that is something that I want you all to be aware of. And so now I became a BYU Idaho University alumni, because I graduated with my bachelor's degree from BYU Idaho, and I had to now progress either to proceed with my master's degree or any other advanced degrees. And there and then, just before I was about to graduate, I decided that I'm going to start my own business, which is a little bit rough and tough for many of us in Africa. And it has been a very interesting journey. I've learned a lot, many things I've been able to do to help people, students of the church, BYU, and even many pathway students, college students from many universities and things like that. And all came because of the fact that I studied in BYU Idaho University. And so I just want you to understand the milestones, how it all began, and then how I was able to graduate and things. It was a lot of effort. There were a lot of things that was involved. There were a lot of challenges, lot of success stories. Academic work, academic challenges. Technological issues. Lot of things was involved. Financial constraints, and many things were involved. And many of myself and my colleagues, those who persevered to the end, were able to graduate. And we had all these 4 certifications, the certificate courses, the associate degree, the bachelor's degree, and then the rest. And so that was how, in a nutshell, very, very, very short summary, a little bit of how, the journey of BYU pathway, BYU Idaho University, and then how we graduated. And now the next phase was, you are now an alumni, of the university. And so there are a lot of things that we are supposed to do. People look up to you for experience, for knowledge, and things like that. So a lot of people who are now starting the BYU pathway program, mostly in the units in Ghana and even other part of Africa and things like that, and We always reach out to those who have graduated, have the alumni, experience to share and assist, people. And I've decided that I want to do this not necessarily for any other purpose, but to make sure that I inspire and let people know more that education is important. If you strive and put to effort to be able to achieve something, you would certainly be able to achieve it, regardless of the bad people in the society, in the church, and even many other places, in communities. There are a lot of bad people around, but if you are able to persevere and pursue in your education, you'll be able to successful to achieve it. And so now let's talk about the other milestones that happened when I graduated from BYU Idaho University. It is very interesting, and a lot of people I know are always looking for the opportunity to hear from me and some of the things I'm doing, because they do not clearly understand what is going on with BYU. And I want you to understand that BYU is a very wonderful school, and that is why many of us are doing our best to let people know more about it, to advocate for it, to let people know more about the school. It is a very, very wonderful school. It's a good school. There's no perfection on earth, but they are trying their best to empower not just people in the United States, but across Africa and across the world. And that is the reason why I always try to advocate and talk about the school, because they are doing good thing. Anyone that does good thing is trying to help humanity. We will certainly stand for that. And so that is why a lot of people are advocating and doing their best to make sure that people know more about this particular university. And so let's talk about the other milestones that happened to me. Robert Metonunu, as a graduate and as alumni of BYU Idaho University. And so I was able to serve after I graduated from BYU Idaho University. I was able to serve as the BYU Pathway, Africa West area senior missionary. That is assisting new students, fresh students who want to enroll in the BYU Pathway program, and then also get to BYU Idaho University, whether they want to study online or on-site. And so when I graduated, I had the opportunity and privilege to serve as a BYU Idaho, a BYU Pathway service missionary for 1 year. So I served in 2023 to 2024. The 2023 year, that is from January to December. And so after 1 year of serving as a BYU service missionary, BYU Pathway service missionary, we coordinated with lots and lots of students. I was assisting students, new students who want to start BYU Pathway. We assisted with the applications, and once they also start the school BYU Pathway program, we assisted them, we tutored them weekly. We had several meetings, engagement with them in their academics, their coursework, assisting, and it was across Africa. So we were assisting BYU Pathway students from Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Liberia, all across Africa. I served for 1 year, just after I graduated from BYU Idaho. 1 year I served to help BYU Pathway students across Africa. It was a very wonderful experience, and I learned a lot. Regardless of the fact that I graduated from BYU Idaho, serving as a BYU Pathway Service Missionary for 1 year with students here and there really increased my knowledge and understanding concerning this school. And that is the reason why many of us are doing our best to advocate, stand for, and let people know more about the school, so that people will be able to get involved, let their children, their siblings, and everyone be part of this wonderful school. And so after serving 1 year, for the BYU Pathway Service Missionary Program, there were other things that also are milestones that I was able to achieve and still help students. I was able to author a book for BYU Pathway, and BYU Idaho University programs, and they are all found online. You go to Amazon, you see my 2 books that talks about the complete knowledge and information concerning this 2 program. That is the BYU Idaho University, and then BYU Pathway program. So remember, there are 2 different things here. The BYU Pathway program, that is a year program, and then the BYU Idaho University program. That is what? Also a different entity. The BYU Pathway program prepares you to join the degree program for BYU Idaho. If you do not pass the BYU Pathway program, you will not be accepted to join the BYU Idaho University program. So there are 2 different things. Now, my 2 books I have authored is highly recommended, and so far there's no book that has been authored to talk about these 2 wonderful universities. That is the BYU Idaho online degree program and the BYU Pathway program. I've authored 2 books. It can be found on Amazon. So when you go to Amazon and you type the BYU Idaho online experience, you see my book there, and you will learn a lot of things concerning the BYU Idaho University and what goes on, the coursework and everything. I've compiled all my knowledge and our experience into the book. So kindly make sure that if you are a student, pathway student, alumni student, you are anyone who want to educate themselves in the BYU University program or any other thing, kindly get my book, which is available on Amazon. When you go to Amazon, you see the BYU Idaho Online Experience. That is my book, authored by Robert Metonunu. And so if you have this book, you have complete knowledge about what goes on. And I'm the only one who have authored the book in the university. The other thing I also want to talk about is my second book, the BYU Pathway Technology book. It's very good. It has a lot of knowledge, a lot of information concerning the BYU Pathway, and things like that. And so these 2 books are very much important, and that was the milestone of what BYU Idaho University trained. I was able to do and author these 2 books, which is still available on Amazon. If you are interested, you go there, you buy. You can also see many of them on my social media pages. You see a lot of the books and the covers and things like that. So that's also another milestone. After graduating from BYU, I was going to author, and I've become an author, and so I author books here and there. For people to read and learn. I've authored other books concerning jobs, remote jobs, remote jobs guide, and several other things. So BYU Idaho University has been a very wonderful, not necessarily to me alone, but a lot of people. And I'm so much grateful that I have to share this to people to motivate them and be able to see how best they can be able to also achieve and graduate from this wonderful university with their certificates, with their diplomas, associates, and with their bachelor's degree. It's very much important that people who are new to this program are motivated, because without the motivation, without the motivation to study online, it is highly impossible for students to graduate. I repeat myself, without the motivation that I am doing now and other people are doing, and many things that people are advocating, without this motivation, hearing from testimonies, experiences, and things that we are sharing, lots and lot of people would not proceed or would not be interested to graduate. And it has been the experience. A lot of my friends, a lot of people who started as far back in 2012, many of them, after 1 year, after 1 month, 2 months, they just stop. So motivation is very much important. This is a very wonderful thing that I am doing freely to advocate, to let people know more about the school, and also, be blessed, because once people educate themselves, they're able to graduate and they're able to proceed with their career, their opportunity, job search, their business, whatever they are doing. Once they graduate and they do these things, their societies would be good. There will be peace, there will be tranquility, progress in many of the societies, in many of the communities, many of the places in Africa and around the world. And so it is much important that people are educated so that they become self-reliant and be able to take care of citizens, take care of their own families and proceed in life. So it is very much important that I do this to motivate a lot of people, because I know clearly that without many of these motivations, people will not proceed, because they don't have anyone to motivate them. They don't have somebody who has gone through the experience, and they will certainly stop. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing it, just to help and bless humanity. Good. So now let's continue also with the other milestones. After becoming an author, writing the BYU Idaho books, BYU Pathway books, and many others, I also was able to be able to, this year 2024, I was so much honored and privileged, humbled, so much humbled to the core, that I was featured in a BYU Idaho University course. It has been something I have just not clearly understood why that could happen. I just do not know how it all happened. That I went through the BYU Idaho University course, the degree I finished with everything, and then I started my own small business somewhere here in Accra, Ghana. And then at a point in a business course in BYU Idaho University, I was featured there with my business, with my experience, and with the knowledge and few things I had that I started the Brigham Healthcare Services Company. It is very much inspirational that I share this with all the BYU students, all the BYU Pathway students, and people all across the world, to know that things are possible. Everything in life is possible. If you make effort, you'll be able to be acknowledged. And that is absolutely something that I'm so much I'm intrigued about. That course, the course that is being studied, there's one particular course that is being studied in BYU now, University now, and the course is called the BAS 119. The BAS 119 course. It is a business course, and the business course is called Strengthening Businesses course. When you take this course and you are studying it either online or on site, wherever you are, on campus, wherever, if you take the course and you study the BYU Idaho business course, which is called BAS 119, the Strengthening Business course, you will learn a little bit. There's a section that talks a little bit about my experience in BYU and my business which I've created called the Brigham Healthcare Services, and case studies for students to learn a little pictures and things concerning what we are doing to impact society. And so this is a very significant milestone for me. I mean, to be featured in a course, because I know how BYU Idaho University courses are. They are not an easy, going courses. You really have to learn hard and be very good in order to be able to pass a course. And so if I'm featured in a business course with my business, Brigham Healthcare Services, and things that talks about my business a little bit, the case studies for students to learn, I surely believe that it's a significant milestone, and I want to share this to inspire people. I've already shared all of this on my social media platforms. So when you go on my social media platform, you see I've talked about the business class or course, which is now on the BYU Idaho University, that talks about, talks about me and talks about my business and my business knowledge and a few things that I've done concerning my business, Brigham Healthcare Services. So my business is called Brigham Healthcare Services. For you all to know, Brigham Healthcare Services business was started by me, Robert Betonono, and I actually am a health student. And so in BYU, I studied health administration. And so many of my courses I studied in BYU stems in health. Concerning the health system practices in, the US. And so, it is not just an ordinary university. To study health administration in BYU really means a lot, because many of the health practices, the health knowledge, many of the things that are practiced in the advanced countries in the health system are very, very advanced than that of here in Africa in many spheres. And so, in fact, as a health student in BYU graduates, when I studied many of the things in health, it was very, very rigorous and tough. And so I love that regardless of other courses we took in business, in religion, in science, in social aspect, it was health, related degree, which I majored and studied in BYU Idaho. And so I have done a lot of things in health, and it was very, very interesting studying with a lot of students, professors in BYU in health, and many other things. So these are some significant milestones that has happened, and to date, anyone who will study in BYU and will study in the business course, BAS 119, strengthening business class, would study a little bit about my company, Brigham Healthcare Services, myself, and a little bit about the businesses knowledge and case studies and things that I've been able to develop after graduating from BYU. So this is a significant milestone, which I want all my friends who will be watching, listening, everyone to learn. You must know that there are good people around. There are very good schools around, and BYU Idaho University is one of the best schools so far in Africa and around the world. And the BYU Pathway program is as well a very good, significant one. And this is just a very short nutshell summary of the milestones that has happened. And the other milestone that also was able to happen after graduating from BYU has got to do with my role as a BYU Idaho ambassador. You can all see that I am wearing a BYU Idaho University logo shirt. This BYU Idaho University shirt I'm wearing clearly tells you that I am part of the BYU Idaho University team to advocating about the school. It is official role that I do to talk about the school and advocate and tell people more about the school. And so this year 2024 I was officially accepted to be a BYU Idaho ambassador by the school, my school, Alumni School, BYU Idaho. So I will talk about the school, we advocate for the school, we tell people more about BYU Idaho University. That is the BYU Idaho University, okay, not a BYU Pathway program, BYU Idaho University itself. So we advocate as a BYU Idaho ambassador. We do so many of the things you see we do, even including this. We are just trying to advocate, tell people more about the school, and let people know more that it is a good university. People can learn and be part of it. And we help fresh students who want to pass through the school, people who want to know more about the school, who want to study. These are some of the rules, and it was a privilege that I got accepted to be a BYU Idaho ambassador for the school, and I strongly I appreciate that role, which I so do. So anytime you see me talking about BYU Idaho University, advocating or sharing anything, it's because I'm a BYU official ambassador of the school that talks about the school to people. And that is something that is a significant milestone for me as well. And I am so much grateful that I've assisted in several spheres, and I've shared many of the experiences I've had since I started BYU from the beginning in 2012 till date, which I still assisted, and I've authored books of sending the school and things like that, advocating for the school. I really want to appreciate the fact that we have been able to learn a lot, and we have impacted already we have impacted lives, blessed families, blessed students, and we have tried our best, strive to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, regardless of our frailties and our inconveniences and circumstances that we are into. And it has been a very wonderful experience. I'm a proud BYU Idaho University degree alumni. I'm so much proud, and I'm also proud for all the other accolades and things that we are doing to bless lives. This is what every human being wants. People are looking for opportunities. People are looking for those who can help others, serve humanity, so that God will be grateful. And that is exactly what Africans and many people are looking for. They are looking for schools as good and true disciples of Jesus Christ. That is blessing lives. People in Africa are looking for opportunities, and BYU Idaho University has opened lots of opportunities to many of us in Africa and across the world. And it's very much interesting and humbling to me, to be able to be accepted to do all these wonderful things for the school and even the society and others. The other thing I want to talk about is the BYU Pathway program. I'm so much honored that I've been featured on the BYU Pathway Idaho University. Once you get to the BYU Pathway website, that is www.byupathway.org. you would surely, see much more about me. BYU Pathway website. Once you even go on Google and type, you see that I'm featured there. That tells you that there's a lot already, going on, and I'm so much grateful for that. And also, I'm grateful that I've been assisting students over the years. BYU Pathway, BYU Idaho University students, and even this year we are still doing our best to assist more students. In internships, volunteering, and so many other things. So I can tell you, as a BYU Idaho University, looking at the things that has happened, to many students who have graduated from BYU Pathway, BYU University, and the wonderful things that they are doing across the world. The wonderful things that many graduates, the BYU Pathway, BYU University students are doing across Africa and the world, you have no knowledge about. Many students who have graduated from BYU Pathway, BYU Idaho University students are educating people, creating businesses, launching firms, helping societies, and doing wonderful things. And so if BYU Idaho University and BYU Pathway program did not come to Africa and even other parts of the world, it will be very difficult for people in Africa. They have done significant good. The BYU Pathway program and BYU University have done more than we can think of. They are blessing lives, helping the poor in Africa and across the world to have university first-hand knowledge, studies. People are getting all the knowledge, tools, affordable price, technology, training at lower price for people in Africa. I am a product of this, and you can even see the good things that we've done already, and even what we are doing now. They are doing wonderful good. People do not respect BYU Pathway online students, BYU Pathway students, because they feel it is not a good school. They feel, it is a cheap school and is not affordable. But I have worked with several students who do not have any bearing with the university. That is local colleges and local schools. And when I compare the BYU Pathway students graduates, BYU Idaho University student graduates, and the local colleges in Ghana, in Africa, and across the world, you can clearly see that there's a difference. We have learned and even have so many advanced knowledge as compared to many of them. Okay, so you must understand that BYU Pathway, BYU Idaho University are doing a significant good that people do not respect or recognize that. But for me, as a BYU Idaho University Pathway graduate, BYU University graduate as well, and as an alumni of BYU University, and as a official ambassador for BYU Idaho University, as you can see, and authoring book for BYU Idaho on Amazon, and all the wonderful good that we've done, I can clearly tell you that they are doing good, and I'm encouraging everyone to take advantage of this wonderful school and knowledge. And I know that what I've shared, would be a very wonderful resource to many others. That is the reasons why we are all serving God. We are just serving God to bless lives. We do not care whoever you are, whatever you are doing. We just want to help you. We just want to do good, to help the poor, the needy, those who are looking for education, who are looking for opportunities. And that is why we don't care whatever or whoever is not interested in this BYU program. We just want to help those who are interested. And so if you are interested, you want to be part of the BYU Pathway program, you want to be part of the BYU University, programs, you are kindly free to reach out to any of us, or even reach out to anyone you know doing the BYU Pathway or BYU Idaho University program, and you'll surely be blessed. I can testify and acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of things that is happening, that is blessing lives in Africa. And I know that one day the BYU Pathway program and BYU Idaho University program will be recognized, respected across the world, and every nation would support and help this wonderful school to bless lives, because people are being blessed, people are being supported, people are getting so many wonderful things through this program than even any other institution in many of the African countries or in any other places. People are being blessed in diverse ways. And so this program will one day in the future, this is not prophetic, this is just something I'm just sharing, inspiration. I'm telling you that one day in every nation, the BYU Pathway program, the BYU University will be respected, and people would support it more better than this, and lives will be touched, there will be peace, and people would have food on their table because they are going to create wonderful businesses, and lives will be blessed. So I know that it's a wonderful program. I also want to talk lastly the milestones that I've had as a BYU Idaho graduate. I've shared a lot now, and I know that you have all been touched, been blessed, and you can see that we really want to help people in Africa, because we can't see our fellow brothers and sisters, citizens, our fellow friends in countries in Africa and across the world suffering. We cannot see people suffering and we will not help them. BYU Pathway and BYU University are blessing lives. They are blessing lives that we have no knowledge about, because it is impossible to be able to attend such institutions, have all these wonderful tools in place, resources, as compared to BYU Pathway. They are in almost every part of the world now. All the countries are spearheading it. The youth in almost all the African countries are attending BYU Pathway across the world. So the rising generation in the next coming years, in the next coming months, in the next coming years, the future leaders of Africa and of the world would have a lot of BYU products, BYU graduates across the nations, and there will be changes in a lot of things, blessings, and many wonderful things will happen across the world. And so I clearly want you to know today that the BYU Pathway program and BYU University program is a good thing. We have to support it the little we can. Those leaders, those individuals, or whoever they are, who are demeaning and making sure that the rising generation and the youth will not be able to get the education they want or become good leaders to bless lives, they need to really rethink about this. This program. They are blessing lives, and I'm a product of this, and I'm sharing this to all my friends, everyone, to get involved, study, because there's a lot for you to learn with the BYU university program that is going on, and the BYU Pathway program. So finally, in conclusion, with my experience with BYU Idaho and BYU Pathway, all the things that I've shared so far, the milestones that I've shared from the beginning till date, that we are now advocating and sharing things to bless lives. I want you to know, as a fellow disciple of Jesus Christ, an imperfect one, as a matter of fact, I want you to know that, I've had so many experiences, knowledge. This is just a nutshell summary. Brief ones I've shared, very brief ones, to let you know that it's a good school and we are blessing lives. We have been blessed with it, and many people are being blessed. And they are looking for forums to advocate and let people know more about it. That is why I'm doing this, to let people know more about this and also be blessed. I want to also let you know that it is through this, my experiences, knowledge, and things I've studied, that I've been able to start my 2 companies, which I manage: the Brigham Healthcare Services Company and the Zion Remote Jobs Company. And so many people know me for these 2 companies, which I've been able to bring about from inception, creating it from inception. And if I had not studied in BYU pathway, if I had not studied in BYU Idaho University and graduated, had all the knowledge, I would never have been able to start a small business called the Brigham Healthcare Services business and the Zion Remote Job Services business. And it's a significant milestone for me as well, because we have blessed a lot of lives and we've touched many people and we have made an impact to society. Okay, and so this is something that I want you all to be aware of, and let us learn to really practice the teachings of Jesus Christ. Let us be who we really study. Avoid all the bad traits, demeaning, demeaning, and doing all manner of evil against our fellow men. Okay, this is not what Jesus Christ taught us. Jesus Christ taught us to help one another. That is exactly what the university mission and everything is all about. They are blessing lives, they are helping people, and I really appreciate the fact that I have been able to start this business, Brigham Healthcare Services, before I graduated my university, and then I've also been able to lead it up to date. And so Brigham Healthcare Services is my company, and Zion Remote Job Services is my business as well, and we are blessing lives. It is interesting to me. Leading this institution, I've learned a lot, and I really acknowledge the BYU education, BYU Pathway Program, and BYU Idaho University for all the wonderful things that they've blessed many of us, and we are making impact to serve people. And so these are a few things I just want you to be aware of, and so that you can watch, listen, and learn. It will be available on all our social media handles, my social media handles, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and even on all my my company's social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, for Brigham Healthcare Services, all the Brigham Healthcare Services social media platforms. I'm going to make this video available there to advocate to people to be participating in and know more about this wonderful school. And briefly, all the things I've shared will also be on the other social media platforms for the company Zion Remote Job Services, so people can learn and know more about this. I really want to encourage everyone to be part of this educational knowledge. Let us learn, let us assimilate, let us do our best to become the very good we can. Let us avoid things that would demean, tearing people down and doing all kinds of things against our neighbors, just because of jealousy or whatever it is. You see people, you just want to just ridicule them. Let us stop this in our churches, in our communities, in wherever we find ourselves, because we are one people. one people under God. We are all children of God. God created us in his own image. Black, white, colored, pink, or whatever color we look like. And so let us help each other. And that is the essence for, humanity. It's a passing journey. Let us help each other. And let us avoid all the things we are doing to destroy our neighbors. And I know if we do all these things, God will bless us. There will be peace in communities. Education would foster and grow in many institutions. There will be wonderful things that will happen across Africa and across the world, because the rising generation would become BYU knowledge-based individuals, and they are going to bless communities, bless lives, and many. I share all this brief talk that I've done, a brief introspection and sharing few thoughts concerning my knowledge and journey in BYU Idaho as a BYU Idaho graduate, and all the milestones that have happened. And I know that this will certainly inspire many youth, many who are now studying in various universities, not necessarily BYU or BYU pathway, but any college students will be able to watch this, learn, be encouraged, and aspire to bless and change Africa and around the world. And I share all this with you all in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.